Police arrest St. George man suspected in AI child porn case. Pedestrian cited after a car strikes him on Bluff Street. And your daily weather forecast with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A St. George man is facing federal charges after police say they found AI-generated child pornography. Santa Clara Ivins police arrested 47-year-old Jared Marsh following a lewdness report last November. Investigators say they have since uncovered multiple altered images of juveniles on devices belonging to Marsh, who faces 20 felony counts and remains in custody. Police urge anyone who suspects child exploitation to contact authorities or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. A man in his 50s was seriously injured after being struck by a car while crossing against a red light on Bluff Street in St. George. Here's a closer look at the crash and the investigation. A pedestrian was seriously injured here on Saturday night at the intersection of 500 North and Bluff Street. Police say around 10 p.m., a man in his 50s was crossing against the signal when he was struck by a northbound passenger car traveling on a green light. Witness told officers the man ran into the roadway too quickly for the driver to stop, as seen in this video, courtesy of Collision Cam. The impact threw the pedestrian into the air. When first responders arrived, he was conscious and speaking, but was transported to St. George Regional Hospital with serious injuries, including a head injury. The driver was not cited. However, the pedestrian was later cited for disobeying a crosswalk signal. Let's take a look at your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's currently 76 degrees under mostly sunny skies, with a cool down to 53 expected overnight. Tomorrow, get ready for plenty of sunshine with a warm high of 82 degrees and a comfortable low of 60. Over in Mesquite, it's a pleasant 81 degrees right now, with tonight's low settling around 59 degrees. Tomorrow will be even warmer with a high of 87 and a low of 66. Cedar City is feeling mild this afternoon at 61 degrees, but it'll get chilly tonight with a low of 37. Tomorrow you can expect a nice warm up with a high near 63 degrees before cooling back down to 38 tomorrow night. Now we'll head over to Tyler Todd for your weekly injury law review.
Hi, I'm Tyler with We Win Injury Law. Some intersections in Washington County see more accidents than others due to heavy traffic, poor visibility, or driver negligence. Areas like Red Cliffs Drive and River Road and Sunset Boulevard and Bluff Street are known for frequent collisions. If you're involved in an accident at one of these hotspots, knowing your rights and gathering evidence like photos, witness statements, and police reports can be crucial for your personal injury claim.
Thanks, Tyler. The Washington County School Board is gathering parent feedback as it finalizes a new personal device policy in response to recent state legislation. For more on the ongoing discussions and what changes could be coming to local schools, here's Nick Fiala.
The Washington County Board of Education is getting feedback on its personal device use policy draft. Executive Director of Elementary Ed, Steve Gregoire, on the left, and Wade Jensen from middle schools on the right, describe the initial feedback.
So from PTA meeting in 3.2, when it talks about exemptions, and we had put in there when directed by an educator for approved educational purposes, that they would be able to be used, that students could use them if the teacher said, we're going to use it for this purpose right now. We had some, as they read the policy, they thought that we do not want any, and if I'm incorrect, Heidi, correct me, we do not want any cell phone usage at all, period, in the classrooms at all. So we took that feedback. I think with our policy, we're right in line with legislation. I think it's simply how tight or how loose do we want to be with it. We've got everything in there with the passage of the law that needs to be. It's just, how does that look in our schools? What are we comfortable with kids being able to do or not do on their devices?
What do you guys think about the first bullet point?
It's a great question, because in a secondary, high schools, middle schools, they have been using it for educational purposes. There is challenge with that. because they can be used for other things as well.
Board Vice President Lorene Cox, seen here on the right, said she can identify with relatives of students who need access to cell phones to monitor health conditions.
In fact, we had a PTA member, her son or daughter, actually, she asked that question because her son or daughter uses their cell phone to track their
diabetes. And
It's connected to their parents' phone. So
and
they get,
I've got a niece who actually has implanted.
Yeah.
That's how she watches it. So that needs to be in there.
The board will be deciding what to keep in and what to leave out in the next several weeks.
Thanks, Nick. Bryan Head Resort wrapped up its spring carnival with a lively pond skimming contest, capping off a record-breaking 60th ski season. Here's more on the celebration and how Bryan Head pulled off another historic year.
As Bryan Head Resort wraps up its record-breaking season, skiers and snowboarders hit the slopes and the water for a splashy celebration on Saturday. Decked out in colorful costumes, participants raced towards an icy pond, hoping to glide across without sinking. Spectators lined the course, cheering on the daring and laughing at the wipeouts. Prizes were awarded in several categories, including Best Costume and, of course, Worst Wipeout. Bryan Head officials say the season, which started November 8th, has been the longest in the resort's 60-year history, set to officially close on Sunday, May 4th.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.